Hi there, this is Mrs. Harris. I'm going to run through this. Again, you need to feel free to pause and repeat so I don't have to repeat it. So people who get it the first time can keep going. And if you want to repeat it, that is fabulous. That's why you're doing this part at home. This is for a lesson we're doing Tuesday, October 8th in class. You're going to have to walk in class knowing how to do it. This is the how to do it. So study this, please. It's a lesson on going deeper with inferences and conclusions and knowing the difference between conclusions, inferences versus predictions. If you were to get to class, I'm going to start right into the PowerPoint presentation. When I say stop one, the first stop, you guys immediately decide group roles and then you go right to it. Here are the group roles. Manager, record who has what role. You're also the timekeeper. You're managing the group. Make sure the job is done within the given time requirements. So if people are taking too much time, move them along. You know, you might say, okay, you're not done yet, but we're to get going, so can you put your pencil down? We're discussing. Don't be afraid to make sure people stop writing if everyone's ready to go. Make sure that everyone is working on the same page or question. If someone is not working, you need to fix this. Make sure everyone is on the assignment, not doing something else, such as texting. They got to be doing the assignment I have given you. I might have groups share answers. If I decide on that, you need to, in advance, decide who will be the spokesperson, who's going to speak on the group's behalf. So decide at this point who's going to share the answers if I ask the group to share what they wrote. One person only. And I shouldn't have a delay. You should not be discussing who's going to say it. It should be decided at this moment when you're assigning roles. Facilitator, encourager, keep the discussion moving. Make sure everyone shares what he or she wrote. Ask students questions to get them to share. So you're all going to take notes individually, and then when everyone's done writing, facilitator, encourager, you have to make sure everyone shares. That's your job. Everyone's got to talk. So you might say, Chris, what did you say? Linda, what did you say? You might say, Tom, what did you say? You need to get people to share what they wrote. And if they write a really short answer, it's your job to say, why did you write that? What else can you say about that? That's your job. Direction giver, summarize the directions for those who are confused. Read the directions out loud if needed. Only you can ask me a question, not the entire group. Let's go on to the task. Again, this is 10-8 in class. Everyone takes brief notes below. Brief notes, and you can elaborate when you discuss with your group. Note to students, if you are done before your group, you need to challenge yourself. Go to the done already challenge box. When everyone is done, discuss the answers within your group. So let's look at the first stop. I'm going to show a PowerPoint with a bunch of pictures, and I'm going to say stop one. Your group stops. You decide your group roles. You go take notes. Here's the question. Make an inference. How does Jennifer feel about Brad? Brad's union with Angelina. What's your proof? Don't write this now, please. In class, you're gonna write something. Keywords from the pictures and an inference generated from the proof. Brief. Your group is still writing. You are done. You go down here. Challenge yourself. Why you wait for the class? Dig deeper. If your group is done before everyone else, explain why your inference or conclusion is important. Do not repeat answers. Dig deeper. Suggestions for you to consider. Why is the inference or conclusion important? What does your answer say about Jennifer, Brad, or Angelina? What would other people think, feel, do? What advice do you have? What can others learn from this situation? Just go deeper, and then go too deeper. So you write this answer. Why is this important? Why is make an inference? Why is this important? That's right here. Go one deeper. Now look at the go one deeper. Why is that important? Go deeper again. So inference here. Why is that important? Here. And why is that important? Go deeper. Each level should not repeat. This should not be repeated here. That should not be repeated here. Go deeper, deeper, deeper. Why is that important? Well, why is that important? Well, why is that important? Dig, dig, dig deeper. When your group is ready to discuss, you might be in the middle of a sentence. Please respect them that you're working ahead and stop and discuss with your group. So you need to discuss with everyone listening. Discussion does not mean one person is writing and everyone else is talking. Everyone should be doing the same thing. Group roles should help you decide who gets everyone together. This repeats with stop 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is a summary response. Again, after every stop, You write individually and then you share. And I might ask the class, some groups, to share to the entire class. Okay, after the PowerPoint, you're going to make an assessment. You're going to do it as a group. Okay, this time you're doing it as a group. You're not doing it individually. You're working together. You're going to choose only one assessment. The roles stay the same. Let's go over these assessments so you know what to do. You're only choosing one. Please don't ask me in class how many you have to do. One. Oh, by the way, if your group is done early, you can do two, but that would be extra credit. If time allows, complete a second assessment for extra credit. Everyone goes at a different pace. Your group is done early. You're doing fabulously. Wonderful for you. You're not going to sit around and have a party. You're going to work ahead. And I'm going to pay you for this. I'm going to reward you with extra credit. Comic strip. Choose one or two chapters to make an inference and conclusion from. Make 2 comic strips, at least 4 different frames or squares, so 2 separate comic strips. Choose 1 or 2 chapters. Can you choose more chapters? Of course. All frames must be aligned to or relate to the chapter of the novel your group has chosen. So if you choose more than 2 chapters, they have to relate to the same concept in that novel. Each comic strip frame has to have creative pictures and dialogue, or characters thinking and speaking. You need to write 1 inference, 1 conclusion at the end or the bottom of each of the 2 comic strips. So let's go over this. Set at least 4 squares with pictures and dialogue. At the end of that 1 comic strip, give me 1 conclusion or 1 inference. I'm sorry, 1 inference and 1 conclusion, both. 1 inference and 1 conclusion. So 2 for 1 comic strip. Second comic strip, 4 different squares or frames. Again, you need to have dialogue and pictures. At the end of it, write 1 inference and 1 conclusion, 2. So you have 4 total. 1 comic strip, inference conclusion. Second comic strip, inference conclusion. Okay, next one. Evaluate or judge your skill. Chapters 1 to 2. Choose 1 or 2 chapters to focus on. Again, if you need to choose more chapters, that's fine. Let me know what chapters you are choosing, though. In 3 to 5 sentences, explain which you like best, drawing conclusions or making inferences, which one is harder to apply, which one is a little bit easier for you, which do you prefer to apply to this chapter. And then next, you're going to write 2 examples of inferences and 2 examples of conclusions from any parts of this chosen chapter or chapters. And each conclusion inference must have novel details or proof. So like this: inference, proof; conclusion, proof; inference, proof; conclusion, proof. You know, how you set it up is up to you. I'm just kind of making it basic here. You can set it up as creatively as you want, or in a boring way. It's whatever floats your boat. Assessment 3, I love this. This is creative. Please don't ask me if you have to do all of this. No. Select any 4 items. Choose 1 character from any one part of the novel or multiple parts of the novel. Don't tell me where you got it from, because this kind of is the character throughout the novel. So I don't need to know what chapter or what parts of the novel. What you're going to do is you're going to draw inferences and conclusions based on this character, graphically and in writing. Visually, you're going to take a sketch of outline of a person's body. The inside of the body should be blank. It's like a black marker, like a silhouette or an outline of a person's body. Or you can just do a head or however. And choose any 4. Here's a list. Draw eyes and explain what the character might see, inference. Draw ears and explain what the character hears. Draw a nose and explain what the character knows about why events occur in this chapter. Again, you should see that everything is either an inference or a conclusion. Draw a heart and explain what the character feels. Draw a mouth and explain what this character would say to his or her nemesis or enemy or loved one if given the chance. Again, you don't have to tell me if it's an inference or conclusion, but all of them have to be inferences or conclusion. You don't have to tell me which one it is, but they all have to be inferences or conclusions. Draw arms and hands, explain how this character emotionally supports other characters. Draw legs and feet and explain where this character will be heading in the future. Feel free to make creative substitutions. Instead of a nose, draw a brain. Why does this character make decisions? Or add a brain, you can whatever you want to add. You get the idea. Body parts and make an inference. Brain, why do they do things? Eyes, what do they see? So it has to be a conclusion or an inference. Okay, and that is, you have to actually explain the inference and conclusion in writing. So you just don't have an ear. You have to say, You have to really write on the butcher paper what with this character here. Again, this one I will give you butcher paper if you want it. I have it, and I have markers. Assessment 4, probably the easiest. Student written multiple choice questions. There's a 6-question minimum. You have to have at least 3 multiple choice answers, A, B, and C. D would be great. There does not have to be a balance between inference and conclusions. Try to do at least one of each. It says you have to identify which is which. I would love for you to identify which is which, but if you feel you cannot, you know what? As long as they're all inferences or conclusions, I'm pretty happy. Write each inference or conclusion question with 4 options. It says 4 options. I prefer 4. If you can only get 3, I understand. A, B, C, D. If you only get A, B, and C, you know what? I think you still did the job. Identify the correct answer. Choose a passage or multiple passages, 1 or 2 chapters in which to base your question. Please tell me where you got this question from. Page 1, first paragraph. Page 20, last paragraph. Try to tell me where I can look in the book. And then here's some examples. The passage or author implies, finish the question. Or what does the passage or author implies? What does the passage or author suggest? For these two, you're getting it from a specific passage. You really do have to tell me what page and paragraph. Then the author might agree that this person does what? What might the reader infer, or the reader can infer what? The reader might conclude what? The reader can assume that, and then, of course, what they can assume and conclude, infer, agree on, that will be the multiple choice A, B, C, D, hopefully D. How does a character teach another character a lesson? How can a character best be described as? A, B, C, D. Try for the D. What did the character learn? What motivates this character to do A, B, C, D? How does this character feel when he or she does A, B, C, D? Multiple answer choices. Why does this character do or say A, B, C, D? You need to give me the answers. I need the answer key. Okay, so here's where you actually write or draw your actual assessment. But if you want butcher paper, I'd be happy to give it to you. Any questions, please go back, review, and reread, and I'll see you in class. When I get to class, when I start the PowerPoint presentation, you're going to know you're going to take this packet out. You're going to take the packet out. You're not going to write. You're going to listen to me talk to you a little bit. We're going to go through the video, PowerPoint video, and when the PowerPoint will actually have a picture that will say stop 1. And when it says stop 1, I'd say, okay, write your individual answers, share with your group, and go back and implement your group roles. Got it? Okay, I'll see you in class. Talk to you later, guys.